U2 is dealing with yet another tragedy this morning. Dennis Sheehan, the band's longtime tour manager, died Wednesday in a West Hollywood hotel. U2 had just played the first of 5 concerts in Los Angeles. Band members started their current tour after a series of accidents and misfortunes. Anthony Mason recently interviewed U2 for CBS Sunday Morning and joins us now. Anthony, good morning.
Good morning, Gail. Dennis Sheehan had been U2's tour manager for more than 30 years. We've lost a family member, said U2 frontman Bono, who called Sheehan a legend and irreplaceable. In Los Angeles last night, U2 closed out a sold-out performance with a tribute to their tour manager.
It takes a lot to put on a show like tonight, and last night we lost a member of our family.
Sheehan died early Wednesday morning at the Sunset Marquis Hotel in West Hollywood after suffering cardiac arrest. Sheehan's death is the second the band has had to deal with this month. Just days before U2 kicked off its Innocence and Experience tour, drummer Larry Mullen Jr.'s father passed away in Ireland. It was Mullen's dad who persuaded his son to put a notice on the school board in 1976 seeking musicians to play with, leading to the birth of U2. Mullen talked about it for a story on Sunday morning.
I know you lost somebody in your family very close to you.
Still
So
pretty
close.
raw.
And if you don't want to go there,
yeah.
please.
But I mean, all I would say to you is that that notice on the board was, I'd love to take credit for that, but it was actually my father's idea. And although he and I had a difficult relationship in the early years, he was my greatest advocate and supporter.
U2's latest tour almost ended on its first night in Vancouver, when The Edge went over the edge.
It was a moment of reverie where I just completely lost track of where I was on the stage.
Luckily, he was unhurt.
Were you guys nervous when he went over the side?
Sick in the pit of my stomach.
Somebody on German radio said, you know, it's official now that the most dangerous job in the world is with U2.
The tour had already been postponed once after Bono crashed his bicycle in Central Park in November, fracturing his cheek, shoulder, and hand. He still can't play guitar.
What exactly did they do to you to fix you?
This is titanium.
That's titanium. How bad was the face?
I had 3 kind of fractures there in the under the eye.
Billboard senior editor Alex Gale says the recent setbacks are unlikely to hinder U2's tour numbers.
They are just a juggernaut. Their last tour made $700 million. Any band would trade places with U2 in a second.
That last tour was the most successful in history. U2 also lost their tour chaplain in February, Father Jack Heaslip, who the band called their North Star. The tour will continue. Producer Live Nation says manager Dennis Sheehan would have wanted it that way.
Boy, there's a lot going on.
Your piece was so great. I remember somebody once asked Bono, was U2 one of the great bands? He said, one of?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard that, Charlie. He said, when we're on fire, nobody can beat us. There's nothing like them on stage. Nothing.
There isn't, and it's an enormous operation. It's going to be a huge loss. 24 semi-trucks taking that tour around.
Yeah.
So if last year made over $700 million, is this year going to be like a
I don't think it's not as big. They wanted a different feeling, but you know, Rolling Stone called them the biggest band on earth.
We love you too. Thank you, Anthony.